This show, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media, is available commercial-free on any player. Just look for the link in the episode or show notes.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Romance Weekly. This episode is titled Love's Ultimate Price, an Olympic Love Story, Part 4.
The closing ceremony of the Games was a spectacular affair, a dazzling display of light, sound, and emotion. As the athletes gathered in the stadium, their faces aglow with pride and accomplishment, Lily couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. She had witnessed history in the making, had been a part of something greater than herself. But amidst the celebration, Lily's heart was heavy. She had thrown herself into her work, had told the stories that needed to be told, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing, that a piece of her heart had been left behind. As she made her way through the crowded streets of Paris, the city alive with the energy of the Games, Lily's phone buzzed with an incoming message. It was from Oliver. "Meet me at the Eiffel Tower, 8 p.m. I have something to tell you." Lily's heart skipped a beat. She hadn't seen Oliver since that morning in the hotel lobby, hadn't spoken to him beyond a few brief exchanges in the press room. What could he possibly want to tell her? Curiosity and anticipation propelled her forward, and before she knew it, Lily found herself at the base of the Eiffel Tower. The iconic structure loomed above her, its lights twinkling like stars against the inky black sky. And there, at the foot of the tower, stood Oliver. He was dressed in a sharp suit, his hair neatly combed, his eyes shining with a mix of nervousness and determination. "Lily," he breathed, his voice barely above a whisper. "You came." Lily nodded, her own voice caught in her throat. "Of course I did. What's this all about, Oliver?" Oliver took a deep breath, his hands fidgeting at his sides. "Lily, there's something I need to tell you, something I should have told you a long time ago." He reached out, taking her hands in his. His touch was warm, electric, sending shivers down Lily's spine. "I know I've been distant, that I've pushed you away, and I'm sorry for that. But the truth is, Lily, I'm in love with you. I have been from the moment we met." Lily's heart stopped, her eyes widening in shock. "Oliver?" He shook his head, his grip on her hands tightening. "Please let me finish. I know I've told you about my past, about the things I've seen and experienced. But what I didn't tell you is how much you've changed me, how you've given me hope for a future I never thought I could have." Tears sprang to Lily's eyes, her heart swelling with emotion. "Why didn't you tell me this before?" Oliver smiled, a sad, rueful smile. "Because I was scared, Lily, scared of letting you in, of exposing you to the darkness that I carry with me. But I realize now that I was wrong. You're the light in my life, the one thing that makes everything else bearable." He reached into his pocket, pulling out a small velvet box. Lily's breath caught in her throat, her heart pounding in her chest. "Lily, I know this is sudden, and I know we have a lot to figure out, but I also know that I don't want to spend another day without you, so will you do me the honor of being my wife?" He opened the box, revealing a stunning diamond ring. It sparkled in the light of the Eiffel Tower, a symbol of love and commitment. Lily's mind raced, 1,000 thoughts and emotions swirling through her head. She thought of her career, of the stories she still wanted to tell, but she also thought of Oliver, of the love and support he had shown her, of the future they could build together. And in that moment, standing at the base of the Eiffel Tower, with the sound of fireworks exploding overhead, Lily knew what her answer would be. "Yes," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Yes, Oliver, I will marry you." Oliver's face broke into a grin, his own eyes glistening with tears. He slipped the ring onto her finger, his hands trembling with emotion. And then, in a moment straight out of a fairy tale, he swept her into his arms, kissing her with all the passion and love he had been holding back. Around them, the city of Paris erupted in a symphony of light and sound. Fireworks exploded in the sky, painting the night with a kaleidoscope of colours. The Eiffel Tower itself seemed to come alive, its lights pulsing in time with the beat of their hearts. Lily and Oliver clung to each other, their love a beacon in the darkness. They had faced so much, had overcome so many obstacles, but in the end, their love had proven stronger than any challenge, any fear. As they made their way down the Champ de Mars hand in hand, Lily couldn't help but marvel at the turn her life had taken. She had come to Paris chasing a story, but she had found so much more. She had found love, had found a partner to share her life with. And as they walked, Oliver regaled her with stories of his past, of the moments that had shaped him into the man he was today. He spoke of his fears, his hopes, his dreams for the future. And Lily listened, her heart swelling with love and understanding. They talked of their plans, of the life they would build together. Oliver would continue his work as a photojournalist, but he would also make time for the moments that mattered, for the love and family he had always yearned for. Lily too would continue to chase her dreams, to tell the stories that needed to be told, but she would do so with Oliver by her side, with the knowledge that she had found her home, her heart. As the night wore on, Lily and Oliver found themselves atop the Eiffel Tower. The city of Paris spread out before them like a glittering jewel. They stood in silence, their arms wrapped around each other, their hearts beating as one. And as the final fireworks exploded in the sky, painting the night with a burst of golden light, Lily and Oliver sealed their love with a kiss that spoke of hope, of healing, of a future filled with endless possibility. They had found each other in the city of love, had faced their fears and emerged stronger, more alive than ever before. And as they stood atop the Eiffel Tower, the world at their feet, Lily and Oliver knew that their journey was just beginning. For in each other, they had found the greatest adventure of all, the adventure of a lifetime, of a love that would never fade. And as the city of Paris celebrated the end of the games, Lily and Oliver celebrated the beginning of their forever. A forever filled with love, with laughter, with the kind of happiness that can only be found in the arms of the one you love. October 2024, Ukraine. The air was thick with tension, a palpable sense of danger hanging over the war-torn landscape. Oliver crouched behind the remnants of a crumbling wall, his camera clutched tightly to his chest. The sound of gunfire echoed in the distance, a stark reminder of the chaos that had engulfed the region. He had been in Ukraine for weeks, documenting the conflict that had ravaged the country. The images he captured were haunting, a testament to the human cost of war. But Oliver knew that these stories needed to be told, that the world needed to see the truth behind the headlines. Beside him, a group of soldiers huddled together, their faces etched with exhaustion and fear. They had been fighting for days, holding the line against an enemy that seemed to grow stronger with each passing hour. Oliver peered over the edge of the wall, his camera at the ready. The streets were eerily quiet, a stark contrast to the chaos that had erupted just moments before. He could hear the distant rumble of artillery, the sound of shells exploding in the distance. Suddenly a shot rang out, the sound shattering the silence like a thunderclap. Oliver ducked instinctively, his heart pounding in his chest. He could hear the soldiers around him shouting, their voices laced with urgency and fear. Another shot, this one closer. Oliver could feel the heat of the bullet as it whizzed past his head, the sound of it ricocheting off the wall behind him. He knew he should move, should seek shelter, but his feet seemed rooted to the ground. The soldiers around him sprang into action, their weapons at the ready. Oliver watched as they moved with practiced precision, their eyes scanning the streets for any sign of the enemy. And then chaos erupted. The sound of gunfire filled the air, the streets erupting in a hail of bullets and explosions. Oliver could hear the screams of the wounded, the cries of the dying. He raised his camera, his hands shaking with adrenaline and fear. Through the lens, he saw the face of a soldier, his eyes wide with terror as he fell to the ground, a bloody wound blossoming on his chest. Oliver's finger hovered over the shutter, his heart wrenching with the knowledge that he was capturing a man's final moments. But before he could take the shot, a searing pain ripped through his shoulder. Oliver cried out, his camera falling from his grasp. He could feel the warm, sticky blood seeping through his shirt, the world around him fading to a blur. As he lay there, the sounds of battle raging around him, Oliver's thoughts turned to Lily, to the life they had planned, the future they had dreamed of. He could see her face, her smile, the way her eyes sparkled when she laughed. And then the world went black, the sounds of war fading to a distant echo. The image of Lily's face lingered in Oliver's mind.
Romance Weekly is a production of Calaroga Shark Media. Executive producers Mark Francis and John McDermott. Portions of this podcast may have been created with the assistance of AI.
Calaroga Shark Media.